So, last time when we left off, the gang was just headed back into Torpe after a kind of a field trip on Daggerwood, looking for some new equipment and uh, not, I wouldn't say accidentally, but in an unexpected way, they just discovered some weird plot about a group of elves that some you could say they are hiding in Daggerwood, and they attacked the group, thinking the party were mercenaries from Mons Domus. At least that was what they claimed for the attack.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay.
Even so, the group found Ikolf, the lone hunter that taught them some new things about hunting, gathering, and reutilizing slain beasts parts for making equipment. And so we are now with two sets of studded letters for for our next combats. And then the group headed back to Torpe, and we actually finished the session on the notice board, where the group were discussing which quests they should take next. And I think we managed to agree on the request from the mayor to deliver some provisions back into Daggerwood, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just say you are still on the tavern. So what do you do?
Okay. Which time of the what time of the day it is? Because we have to organize when to leave. I think.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
let's say it's in the afternoon, close to dusk. Let's just put it at that.
and will you remind me?
Okay.
Did we take a rest between last game and this game?
I don't think we did.
I don't think. Yeah, you can rest.
I'm
Yeah.
s-
this
I'm still
night.
at 4 HP, so I would like a short rest.
Yeah. But why don't we just long rest? There's no like
Yeah.
immediate.
Hang out
Okay.
at the pub, have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick can get down to clown with that.
So
Yep.
first you take your long rest and you recover full HP, full resources, and you wake up the next day. Actually, before that, Ned, let's make a roll that I call a luck roll. That is, you call odds or even and roll any dice, and if what you called turns out right, you are lucky. If not, so
I'm going to call odds.
oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay, so Ned, after all that was happening when we started this campaign about nightmares, and considering your own backstory of unsettling nights when you go to sleep, after you defeated the Oni, you noticed your nightmares started getting a little fewer and far between. You now know what is a good night of sleep more often than not. And this night, it turned out to be true once again. You managed to sleep on the night without many, many unsettling disturbances.
I think Ned wakes up rested but still apprehensive because he knows that like it's too quiet.
Perfect. So, you all wake up the next day. What do you do?
At this point, I think that Unless anyone else has anything else to do, I think Ned wanted to go see fish, right?
I think we already did that.
Yeah, I think
Ned,
that was the stuff that we did in the passing.
Ned has spent the past 2 weeks visiting fish and like teaching them to cook and fend for themselves, and gave them like
Okay.
10 gold.
All right. So we can go to the mayor, get the provisions, and make the most of the day by going into the Daggerwood. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. To the mayor we go then.
Okay.
Yes, to the mayor.
He doesn't visit the tavern, so you have to take a little walk outside of town. Let me put the Torpe map once again. So actually what you have to do is you take this right-sided road and you walk towards the farms, and he lives in this big farmhouse. So when you reach there, you find this very uh, uh, kind of a small old man with a big mustache. Let me show you his photo, his art.
Oh, that is a Sam Elliott right there.
Love
Oh
him.
yeah.
That is immediately apprehensive.
Yeah. You walked. It still is morning, so the sun hits hard on you as you walk all the way to his farm. You see that of all the farms that supply the small village of Torpe, his is the largest one and probably the richest. So that that is also visible when you see his house, and he in a general way he is the most luxurious living person in the whole village. But you notice that besides his workers on the farm, there's seems to be no one else living with him. And when you reach him, he is sitting on a chair, taking a time out. So as you slowly approach him, he looks at all of you and he, well, what is it?
Morning, Mr. Mayor. My name is Blythe, and my friends and I are looking to fulfill the request that you posted in the tavern. And I just kind of hand him the slip.
Yeah, it figures. Well, there's a cart in the back. It's already full, so you just need to take it to the woods. I would recommend using a mule or a donkey to pull the cart, but
How about a ram? And then I gesture at Urist.
as I was saying, just take care for the whatever animal you use. Don't break any legs or whatnot. You can take one of mine, but if he comes back with a broken leg, I will charge you for it.
Understandable, Mr. Mayor. We will absolutely take the best care of your animal.
I will make one of my workers leave the payments in the tavern for when you return, so I don't have to see your faces again. Now go.
You're an asshole.
Have a Dara.
Inside voices. Inside voices.
Inside voices.
You're an asshole. Is that better?
Better, much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I just go. I kind of push Dara out of the way. Let's go. We're going now. We're going.
True though.
Yes, but when people have money and power and are paying us to do things, we keep
We
those as
kill
our
them and take the
inside.
money.
No, we use
No.
those as those are our inside thoughts. Dara.
Blackmail them.
Oh. What is a blackmail?
We find incriminating things and use it to make them do what we want.
Oh, that sounds fun too.
Like, for instance, I don't think that mustache is natural.
It's an extra dimensional entity.
I agree. I don't trust it.
Mustaches aside, this man's got money, and if we can keep doing things for him, hopefully he'll keep giving us money.
Don't give a shit. That goes in the book of grudges.
Ned writes his name in his book.
Oh,
You
we're
just
gonna need
made
a
the
bigger
list.
book. We're gonna need a bigger book.
We're gonna need a bigger
Yes.
book.
Oh yes.
So I think we go to the cart and get the animal. Can I do like? Oh, I'm not good at this, but like a check on the animal to see like, does it look like it's healthy when we're getting it, or are we should be worried about it like dying immediately?
I can do an animal handling check.
Yeah,
I've got.
I would say animal handling is
I'll help you out with that because I've got a -1 to animal handling. So
advantage.
So question. I am proficient in land vehicles as a result of my background. Would this mule and the cart attached to it qualify as a land vehicle? Could I add my proficiency to this?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is going to be add +2 to this.
Since this is one of the most
So-
situational proficiencies to have, I would allow you to use whenever possible.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's an 18.
Okay. So he actually said you could choose the mule. So you look around and you want to grab the one that's the most healthier and capable for the job, right?
Yes.
Okay. With that check, you are certain that the mule you chose, oh, so many words, is the most ideal.
Excellent.
all right.
Okay.
I guess
let's go.
Ned will drive.
Okay. Urist also has land vehicles, so in case he can switch.
Yeah. I think Urist is riding shotgun with Ned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to sit on the mule.
Let's
Ned
not-
cannot. Ned can't think of a reason to say no, even though he really wants to.
That would like tire the mule faster though. This is what Yuri said. Like I don't want to spoil your fun, but that would tire the mule faster because it would have to support your weight and train the cart.
Dara, come walk with me. We can go play in the
Fine.
flowers as we pass them.
Okay. Jump down and chase after Blythe.
Vita,
Yeah,
you want to scout ahead?
Sure. Vito'll take the lead.
Okay.
Okay. Take care.
I think Ned is actually letting Urist drive because Ned is their ranged fighter, and so he wouldn't need to like get down and fight. So he's letting Urist drive.
Okay. Urist is driving then.
Okay. So
Makes sense.
you just take your way then, all the way to Daggerwood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you take some hours.
Do we have the rations?
Yeah, they're in the cart.
Yeah. You if you want to search to see what's in the cart, you actually found that there's a lot of rations, like enough for a group of people to survive for at least 2 weeks. But beyond just rations, you see all sorts of equipments for survival. Not only for the job that is logging, but also you see some hunting arrows. You see some tinder boxes for to set up campfires, and all sorts of survival in the wilderness sort of weapons. Okay.
Does it look like there's like extra here that like if we could take some it wouldn't be missed, or does it look like this is exactly what they need?
You really have no way to determine that, but you certainly can try to.
Ned is good.
Out of character, don't we all like have tinder boxes? Isn't it part of our standard kit?
Yeah, I think most
Yeah.
of us have it in our kits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we have magic casters that can typically cast some type
Yeah.
of fire.
Yeah, we don't need
I
their,
have-
their stuff.
I have a fire cantrip. We're good.
We don't need their peasant stuff. We are adventurers. Okay. So since you are venturing back to the infamous Daggerwood, let's try our luck for random encounters. So everyone, roll your d6s.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Oh.
So many
Two
sixes.
sixes, 3 sixes.
Sixes.
Yeah, that is good.
Oh
luck.
man.
So we find like a 9th level spell scroll in the woods. Is what I'm
Basically.
Holy Avenger.
We're missing one.
Okay.
I'm only counting 4, yeah.
I think we're missing.
Uh,
We're missing Dara.
Chandara rolled at whisper, so only I.
Oh,
That's no.
Oh
worries.
no.
So, what happens is as follows. Once again, you hear music while you walk on the woods, but this time is different. The last time you heard, it was the hunter, Ikolf, right? That was playing his flute. But this time, actually, it seems the first thing you notice, it seems to be someone far more skilled on the flute, and also it doesn't sound like any simple instrument. Some even that none of you is an expert on music, you even a oh my god, even someone
amateur?
that sorry.
Amateur?
Yeah, I would say a layman. Even a
Yeah.
layman on the subject can tell that this is some next level musical performance. As you walk towards it, you see an elf. It doesn't seem to be part of the elves that attacked you. He doesn't dress as like a ranger or a druid, like camouflaging himself on leaves and green. Instead, he wears like this very urban clothing, like capes and whatnot. And his flute, you see that that it is this big. There's more than one. How can you say? I think it like more than one cane that he is blowing on, and it seems like a complex instrument, one that would require a lot of years of practice to master.
Ooh, a one-man band.
Yeah.
I'm
you-
gonna
you-
hide in the.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide in the rations. Like
Blythe
in
is
the
just
cart.
gonna stay back. She's gonna stay back and kind of like not approach.
I guess let Urist and Ned take the lead, or does Vita want to take the lead because she's out front?
I don't have the charisma for that, but Vita can go and talk to him if everybody else is hanging back.
Um, do we want to try and go friendly first, or do we want to try and see if we can just pass him?
I mean, I'd like to avoid a slaughter if at all possible.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
musicians are very. How do I say
Quirky?
this? Particular about their private practices?
What?
That is sexy.
Sensitive. They're very. No, they're very sensitive about their some of them don't like people watching them practice.
Making
Why
it
are they
less
out
of a
in the
sex thing.
No, but I mean, if you want to call it that, we are dealing with a bard.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna try and just like pleasantly get past, Blythe is gonna kind of approach slowly and say, "Hello there. Didn't mean to intrude. Just looking to pass through."
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach and you say just that, he stops for a second and looks at you. This is his face. Let me just span
Oh,
for
he's
you.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing a pan flute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
trouble.
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay.
imagine like a more complex, like more fantasy-looking pan flute.
And Blythe immediately kind of blushes and flustered a little bit and's like, "Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. We just are trying to pass on through."
Oh, never mind about that. And you are.
What do you mean?
Ah,
I'm Blythe.
We're
These are-
brute force. And I kind
These
of
are-
shoot a glance at Blythe.
These are my friends.
Blythe. That is a weird name.
Oi, Gewalt.
Like somehow it doesn't fit the name for the face, you know.
Well, it's the only one I've ever had.
Well, also, you were not interrupting. Don't worry. I was actually about to leave.
Well, glad to hear it. I'd love to stay and chat, really, but we've got work to do.
Ned loudly clears his throat.
Yeah, so very lovely to meet you. I guess we're just gonna go on through.
Well,
Mhm.
I think I have time to stay a little longer, but I would surely need someone to follow on my song. What do you say?
Not me. Sorry, we've got work to do.
Yeah, I'll get into this. Come on, Femboy, you can sing about me.
Really? And Blythe just goes pouts.
Can I insight check him? Just like peek my head out and be like, "What's this fucker all about?"
Yes, I
'Cause I
would.
do not trust him.
No, I would do the. I would actually do the same because like someone who pops out of a forest, in which everything or at least 90% of the things that are there is trying to murder us and wants to follow us. Nope.
Nobody
No,
this
this
hot.
is
Nobody this hot hangs out in a forest.
this is the bard from the post board in the tavern.
Oh.
Ned
I'm almost
swims.
certain of it.
You think?
I do.
Maybe.
Ned completely steamrolls over Blythe and just starts talking to this guy about music.
So,
So
Can
yeah,
I roll insight, DM?
Insight into the bard.
okay, you can
Inside,
roll
yes.
for insight.
Give me a sec. I think I am proficient in insight. Yes, I am. +3. What the hell? Just do the roll.
Oh, did you have it pop up too?
5.
Okay, so
I got an 18.
yeah, for Chandara and for Ned. Okay, Ned, aren't you gonna who is gonna accompany him on his musical performance? Is gonna be Ned?
Yeah, Ned will.
Oh.
Okay.
Ned
Uh,
is gonna do spoken word.
uh, okay, so for the insight, Dara and Urist,
Mhm.
artists are hard to read. So you really can't tell what the hell is going on. But for Vida, actually, you you notice there's some, you could say there's some melancholy. Oh my god.
Yep.
Some sadness in the way he talks and the way he speaks. And as he starts once again, he stops and I'm sorry, Heffley. You don't know how to play any instruments? I'm not used to being accompanied by voice.
I mean, I can muddle my way through on just about anything. Um, I played a flute kind of like this not long ago. If you got anything to spare, I can help.
Well, so grab this one instead. What do you say? And let me
Okay.
play my lute.
Okay. Ned will start to play the flute.
So, when I start, I need you to put all your sadness onto your song.
Um, Blythe would like to check that statement. Like, she wants to see if he's trying to do, like, is he trying to do something different? Like, it does not seem like he's just trying to get an accompaniment at this point, is what I'm saying.
Ned is fully going along with this, fully embracing his hobbit roots, and is happy to have someone to make music with.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, I think
if
we
you
really
are,
should get going.
well, Ned, you start jamming with the random encounter.
Role performance, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting. Wow, nice performance.
Nice.
So you,
I muddle my way through.
yeah, actually you are still better than him because he has a +10 on the performance, but he got a 16 with that.
Oh, oh Lord.
Okay. You all, while Ned starts his jam session and play this very, very slow and melancholic uh, tune, everyone is preoccupied looking at the situation. You think that this may be wrong somehow, and as you look to the elf, his eyes are wide, and he is really he's really into what Ned's playing.
Blythe is gonna go up to Ned and put an arm on, like her hand on him, and say, "Please, Ned, I think we need to go now."
Um, I think Ned
Can I-
kind of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Quickly like look around and see if there's anybody else like coming near the cart, or if there's anybody with him, or like if there's anybody trying to like sneak up on us, or anybody around.
Okay.
Correct.
You look around and you don't see nothing.
Okay.
I think Ned will kind of look. Well, I think he goes to look up at Blythe and kind of make kind of a flip remark, like he has been, and like, I guess he does. He see that like Blythe is kind of serious about this.
And make a persuasion.
Oh no, like he's
Yeah.
he's trying to like gain insight, like he's trying to get a read on what she's feeling right now. I guess. So I guess I'll do.
Blythe is very genuinely concerned, but yeah, if you want to see how much you see.
I think he's just going to read that, and he's gonna kind of go and kind of bite his tongue on the remark he's making. He's just kind of like offer the flute back to him and be like, this was great, but like we got places to be.
You don't say.
He stops playing for a second and then, well, probably, I think it's enough. You teach me a lot, and I will keep your tune in my mind for a long time, little one. Why don't you take the flute? If if you find in your heart the desire to play once again, maybe you'll be able to discover its hidden power.
Sure. Thanks. What's your name, friend?
Well, a name is only the lyric of a song that you didn't write. So start writing your own songs.
Deal.
Blythe's gonna turn to Dara and just like kind of whisper under her breath, say, "That wasn't an answer to the question that was asked."
Am I allowed to call him an asshole out loud? You hear just coming from underneath the sheet.
Not yet. Wait until we're further away.
Okay.
Well, I will call you Lyric in name of a better name then, and Lyric, on behalf of all of us, it has been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
The pleasure is all mine.
Yeah.
And he starts walking towards the wood, playing his lute instead of the flute, the pan flute that is now with you. So
Urist, got it. Cheekbones is giving me the creeps.
you all
Blythe is just
see.
Blythe is gonna playfully slap Nedgar, being like, "You don't take gifts from fairy people in the woods."
He does. I mean, he was so nice. He was so hot. You're about to take his tongue.
I would never. I'm not that kind of girl.
I am.
Sight check.
You don't need an insight check. Blythe is bright red. Bright red.
Ned.
Yes.
Ned.
Yes.
Not again. You know what happened last time I had to bail you out of the tavern.
He was so
No.
hot.
Ned, no.
He had cheekbones up to here.
He is the prototypical depressed pretty face you always fall for.
I have
No.
okay. Okay. And then Ned is gonna like slip the pan flute into his pack when no one's looking.
Okay.
Let's go.
You wanna know what you've got? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't realize I got something.
Yeah.
Okay, usually I don't reveal magic items without identifying or without like taking your time. But since this was a another unplanned situation, like you got 3 sixes on the random encounters and no one, so that is an extraordinary situation. Ned, you have now on your possession a uncommon, wondrous magic item that requires attunement. What you have is exactly the same description as the pipes of the sewers, which is like the Pied Piper's pipe, which summons rats. But
I am the Rat King.
instead, it's reskinned as a pipes of the nature that brings that instead summons squirrels and other cute creatures from the woods.
Oh, interesting.
That's so adorable. Little creatures for you.
Ned is fully going to embrace his Disney princess arc.
Yeah. Let me grab the swarm of rats for.
Incredible.
I'm going to call them pipes of the forest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So now below George, which is also with you, you now have the swarm of rats, which is the swarm of critters.
Yes.
Okay.
Swarm of critters.
Okay, so as you continue on your way, you actually go through all of Daggerwood, and you can now hear and see the river Rit at the north of this map.
Hmm.
You then find the camp. Uh, I will not put the tokens, but you see that there's like a dozen or so workers, and now since it's let me calculate how much time you took. So let's just say you went to the old man's farm at before noon. So you take 6 hours journey to reach the camp.
Mm.
Hmm.
We
Uh,
see the person we saved. The
yeah,
camp.
yeah, of course. Uh, after getting back to Torpe for a while, that one worker, after recuperating, got back to work. So you see a
Oh,
dozen or so workers, and they, as you come towards them with the cart and the mule, they all wave at you like welcoming you and greeting. And then that one worker, I know I need some random names because I know you're gonna ask the NPCs names. Let me just open one right now. Uh, that one was uh, a girl, like a woman around 30 or so. So her name is Patricia,
Sure.
okay.
and she is the one that comes towards you guys, and she. Oh well, hello. Nice seeing all of you
Hi.
again.
Hi there.
Hello.
Is this the provisions the mayor sent?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so why don't you take it to our boss over there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
guy,
as
guys,
I wanted-
guys. Before we go to the camp master, remember to take the silver arrows out of the quiver. Remember our trick.
Already
I was
have.
gonna pull Patricia aside too as like we were pulling the cart over, and I was gonna ask her. So I know you mentioned that there was a quiver lost in the wood, and that there was a reward for it. Did you happen to know how much the reward is?
Um, well, actually, I don't think there's a monetary reward. I was looking for it for my boss because he needed for some reason. Like I
Do
was
you know
doing.
why?
Well, actually, I think there's something going on around here. He is always so nervous, and he has some. How can I put it? Some trust issues. He always thinks there's someone or something lurking around the camp, ready to attack him. So he keeps himself armed all the time.
Interesting.
Heard of people like that back home. We call them crazy pants.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot has happened in these woods in the past bit, but he's not the first paranoid person we've come across the last couple days.
Agreed.
It'd be
There
worthwhile
goes
to know.
the simple job.
I know. Well, it'd be worthwhile to get a little bit more information from him. See what's got him so on edge. I think.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you, Patricia. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
All right. Let's go talk to the camp master.
Okay. As you go to his hut, uh, you see this kind of this he seems to be the oldest of all the workers. He is showing his hair turning gray, and like the center of his head is balding as it seems that the age is coming to him. He also has this big nose, like a little bigger than the normal. And he, as you walk towards him, he looks at you with his eyes spread open. What? Who are you? Who sent you here?
We were sent by the mayor with rations for your camp.
Vincent. How? How would I? How can you prove me that Vincent sent you? How can I know
Mustache.
this is not a trick?
I can give him the like
I
piece of
pull out a-
paper.
I pull out one of his mustache hairs like I carried with me.
I'll
got a
hand him
big-
the
Bushy mustache.
I'll hand him the piece of paper from the tavern and say, "Please believe us. We come with rations." And I like lift up the thing and show the rations.
He takes takes with aggressively takes out of your hand and he reads it and well anyone could have taken this from the tavern.
Could have, but why would they have brought you the rations?
He looks at the crates and the barrels on the cart. Open it up for me. You open it. Let me see.
Who's he pointing at?
At the crates and the barrels on the cart. The provisions.
With them, so I'll open them up.
Yeah.
How can I know that these rations are not poisoned? You taste it first.
Oh.
I eat one.
And so to him, I said, we helped one of your people a while back. She can vouch for us that we are who we say we are.
Oh yeah?
Yes, Patricia.
Okay.
We saved her in the forest.
I just keep eating rations.
It's okay.
What? Told me to eat them.
Okay. So Patricia comes and she... Oh yeah, boss. Don't worry. These people are... I saw them in the woods. Remember that time that those goblins got me on their trap? These are the ones that saved me, that I told you about. They're okay. Trust me. You see the old boss like letting loose a bunch of air that he had held. Okay. So I think I can trust you then, right?
If there's anything else we
Totally.
can do to... If you anything else you can do to earn your trust, let us know.
Well, if you can to run through these woods and kill every single one of those beasts, then I would be certainly be more calm.
That sounds like a
Kind
lot
of
of work.
beasts.
Yes,
Hunting
what
we will go.
beasts?
Ah,
Beasts.
you are mercenaries. What are you?
We came
We
together
are
to
normal
figure out...
people.
We like the term. We're creative problem solvers.
I like that. We should put that on some cards.
Thank you.
Okay, I have the feeling that you are gonna, you are the ones that gonna believe me, because none of my workers do. Also, nor does anyone in Torpe. I saw, like a month ago, a man turning into a beast right in front of my eyes.
Boy.
He,
Oh, no.
all of a sudden, this man, which I swear it's an elf, not a human, he grew like twice his size, both in height and in weight. And then his claw grew as well, and his teeth become at the size of a dagger. He ran towards me. Luckily, I had my silver arrows ready, and it took only one shot for me to drive the beast away. But ever since then, I have to keep my eyes open. I know he will come for me. He needs to finish his job, right?
Well, how long ago was this?
A month ago. Not.
A month ago.
Yeah.
So Blythe has been digging into a lot of like magical books, texts, anything to try and figure out what's going on. Would she have heard anything about something like this and people turning into animals?
Yeah, can we make a check?
Yeah.
I feel like we heard something about this before. Like I feel like we've heard somebody tell us about this like recently.
She's like specifically talking I'm asking specifically about just like the phenomenon of people turning into animals like this.
Okay.
Because no, we definitely heard about the silver arrows, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to decipher what Blythe knows versus what Lauren out of game knows.
Yeah. So everyone can roll a history check, but Chandara has advantage because one of the things in her sheet.
Okay.
15.
Why do I have
Sarah.
11?
4.
Okay.
9.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. Actually, it's okay because Ned fought in the war, right? And
Yeah.
probably have heard of it, and also Chandara. What you've so in this universe, lycanthropes are a elf exclusive thing, at least for now. So it started as rumors that with time became only a myth, that during the wars between the Nalarians and the natives of Crea, some of these natives, you can say the elves, used some hidden power, some druidic power to turn into vicious beasts. But and so Nedgar, you know that. You never saw with your eyes, but you've heard some soldiers swearing that they fought an elf that all of a sudden turned into a hybrid of wolf creature and became twice as powerful. But Chandara, you know a little bit of more information than that. You know the more how can one say, like more of spiritual part of this information. This it's closely resembles a warlock pact with a patron. What these elves did is some old ritual that cursed their souls in binding with a spirit of the forest. That is not one of the three gods, but actually you can put it like a closely to an archfey that gave this power to them.
This is not. I tell them what I know.
Oh boy.
Okay, how do we kill this thing?
That we know already.
Silver.
I think. Yeah.
So anything else won't like slightly hurt him? Just so I'm level and I know what to do.
I mean, there's some things that'll kill pretty much anything, like taking its head or its heart, itty bitty pieces, that kind of thing. but I think silver's probably the best way to go. For
Silver's. When I fought in the war, silver was the only thing my buddies said could hurt these things.
well, I mean,
Alright.
if you turn something into soup, it's pretty hard to survive that.
Yes. Okay. They sound pretty powerful.
Yeah, so we should go the other way. Yeah.
We could, yes. There are some other things we need to do still.
Yeah. I'm all for
I think-
avoiding a fight until absolutely possible.
Well,
we run across it while we're doing the other stuff. We can take care of it.
and both of our people. So we're walking away from. Like we've given the rations. I think we're walking away and having this conversation because we're definitely not having it directly in front of the
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
head of the locker camp.
Okay.
And
As
before
you walk.
we walk away,
Yes?
I want to ask the boss man. So you said you saw this thing, but has it attacked anybody? Like, do you know of anybody being hurt by the beastie elf?
Well, I can confirm that, but it's not a secret that some of the loggers of these woods are missing. Some went away to hunt and never came back. But we see no traces of them. We can really tell if they're dead, if they were captured, if they somehow vanished to another dimension.
So they may have just quit and not told you.
Well,
Or
why wouldn't they go back to Torpe then?
You know, you
Yeah.
humans do a lot of really weird stuff.
Well, we believe
No,
you. We believe you. We don't think you're telling, and we don't think you're crazy about this.
No, I just want to know if they actually killed anybody.
Wow.
actually makes sense. Maybe this thing just wants to be left alone. For all we know.
Can he
Well, we're-
describe it to us? Does it look like the bard that we just met?
Like the elf form version.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I think it's it's a wild elf, but yeah, that's actually a good question.
Before you go, why don't you spend the night here? If you decide to return now, it will be night when you will need to traverse the forest at night, which is clearly more dangerous. Spend the night here.
But maybe...
You can eat with us. And maybe we share some stories around the campfire.
I don't see an issue with that, y'all. I think rest wouldn't hurt, and if this thing does attack, we'll be here.
I agree. I think strength in numbers isn't a bad idea right now.
Better to run into it at the camp than on the road back to Thorpe.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay.
So you stay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose, yeah.
So for a while, you stay around to see the loggers working. After they cut down the logs and prepare it, some of them they put on carts, and some of them they storage like these ones here. But you notice the pattern that the big ones, the most you can say valuable ones, they toss it on the river. And it seems pretty weird at first, but then you hear one of them saying, "Yeah, the river, it goes down all the way to Mons Domos. So the best logs we just send straight to them for using there. That's our agreement.
Hmm.
Interesting. Do they pay well?
Well, not enough for the dangers of these woods that we have to survive each day. I'm not saying I believe this man-beast story, but the actual beasts are dangerous enough. Have you seen a jaguar up close? The roar of that thing makes your soul leave your body in an instant.
Hmm. I think I have what you need to get your morals up. Ned, we're brewing.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, Urist, instead of sharing stories by the campfire, dedicates the evening to make some excellent dwarven beer for the loggers. That serves two purposes. One, it brings the common workers on our side.
Perfect.
Two, it actually raises morale. And since in chat we said that I can do alchemy while brewing, I will try and make something that gives them I don't know, a +1 morale, something light.
Okay.
Boost it.
Potion of courage.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So roll for your brewer supply check.
Okay.
Ned's also going to cook a full halfling dinner, so.
Oh.
Vita will be on lookout up a tree along the perimeter.
Wow. Am I rolling low today? 9.
You don't have advantage on those?
You have the alchemy supply with you, or you just have the proficiency?
Oh.
Because
No, I have the brewer supplies.
Yeah, the brewer. Yeah. Okay, so if you have it with you, you can roll with an advantage.
Dinner does
Okay.
not go well.
Oh no.
The same for Ned.
But you have the tools.
If you have the tools with you, like if you have brought it, because they don't come.
Yeah, he's got
with
chef's
the-
tools.
Yeah. Okay. So you roll.
You both have advantage on that.
8.
Ah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're not rolling well today.
Oh,
Ned, you're.
come on,
advantage
Ned,
roll?
do better.
Okay.
You can do
Anytime
it.
now. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. Okay.
Now that
Dinner's
bumps
good at
morale
least.
up.
Yeah. The
We're-
the
We're running a
dinner,
gastro pub here.
dinner is so good that it lifts up the ale. The ale doesn't seem so bad now. Okay. Night falls and you sit around the campfire. The dozen or so workers, plus the boss, plus the party. Ned cooked and Urist brewed some ale for everyone, and it seems to you that they are having the time of their lives. They never had a more cheered up day of work before. And then even the boss, this nervous guy, always looking behind his back to see if anyone is holding a dagger towards him. Even him cracks a smile, and then, yeah, actually, you are not so you are not so bad, you know. I'm really glad you came along. Yeah, I'll have Winston note that. I want you guys to bring in the supplies next time as well.
Blythe just smiles and says, I'm glad we won you over. This kind of reminds me of home a little bit, actually.
Oh yeah? Why don't you tell me about it? So what's like in your home?
Well, it's a small camp. My dad was in the military, and the town really is just the people who left work at the camp and their families, but there's a lot of nights between the people on guard or on patrol around the fire, and because my dad was the person in charge, me and my mom would always kind of entertain and spend time, and it was always just everyone was working hard and trying to get by, but the nights around the fire were just magical.
Well, I never get the hang of this magic stuff. I actually went to Mons Domus to study it, but couldn't get the hang of it.
Really? You studied magic?
You really can't say I studied it, but well, my parents were rich back then. They could afford a personal teacher.
I think Blythe just looks a little sad at the ground and kind of hearing how his parents accepted and tried to even foster magic in him and thinking about getting kicked out of her home because of her magic. She just looks up at it and says, well, I'm sure you learned something even if you can't manifest it yourself. I would have killed for someone to be able to teach me how to do or what to do.
Well, I think he's still alive. Well, these elves actually live for quite long, right?
I know.
If you ever find yourself in Mons Domus, look for this guy. How is it his name? I think it's Melmore.
Melmore?
Yeah. Prosmelf.
Thank you.
Melmore Prosmelf. That's right.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's nothing. You're welcome. Well, I think now it's time to get some rest.
Yep.
Let's turn in.
Yeah.
Urist will still do at least the first shift on guard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would have probably done my rest while everybody was like eating and around the fire, and then probably stay up while everybody sleeps to kind of keep an eye on things.
Ned will stay up for a little bit, just kind of playing his flute, kind of attuning to that and learning how it works.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so as you do just that, the night, is dark, all in every place except on the river. The river is flowing brightly, reflecting the light of the full moon. As you see the loggers camp going to sleep. So Chandara, Ned, and Urist, you are all awake at the start of the resting. Okay. Chandara, make a perception check for us.
All right.
Okay.
21.
Everyone you are all hearing. You have your you note that on the night, even though Urist has his dark vision, you note that your eyes can deceive you when you are being the sentinel for the group. So you learn that you have more chances trusting your hearing, for that matter. And you all are trying to listen closely to every weird noises, but you hear nothing except the running of the stream, of the river, and the animals in the woods making their characteristic noises. But Dara, you hear that one of these birds singing is not actually a bird. It's someone making the bird noise, and s- somehow, Chandara, maybe because you're an elf, you know that it is calling you specifically, like saying, "Come to the
Oh.
woods."
Okay, I go.
Okay, so
I'm not very smart. And I've listened to voices before, so
Who was on Dara duty?
Eh, So if I see her moving away from the camp, I am following her
okay.
without saying anything because
You want to
whatever. Yeah, no, I'm actually following her. I'm on Dara duty.
okay. You want to do that stealthily?
Uh, with disadvantage in full armor. Mm, okay, I can try.
A bit-
I mean, I will fail, but okay. Let me roll with disadvantage. First roll.
I mean, if you don't roll, you fail as well. So
Yeah, but if I roll, I may not fail. So might as well do it.
exactly.
No. 1d20 minus 1 with disadvantage. Go, Urist, go. It's an 11. Oh,
Clank, clank, clank.
and a 12, so it's an 11. Clink,
Okay. Yeah.
clink.
So, continuing on with our trend of hot NPCs. Dara, as you walk towards the wood, you are greeted with this guy. uh,
Ariel, you gotta stop, man.
uh,
Unreasonable.
you see him with both his hands covering his mouth, making the bird noises, and when you are making eye contact, he let go of his hands and, well, I didn't expect a sister. He greets
Hi.
you with lowering his head. I'm Yawara, and you are.
confused. Why were you calling me?
I was about to alert you about tonight. The moon is full. The wolves are getting loose, so you should not be there tonight.
Um, DM question.
Yeah.
Am I there?
You
Okay.
are hearing this conversation, and you think you are stealthy, but
Yes.
as you know that scene where Gimli is saying that he has the eyes of a fox, and then when he looks
Yes.
looks up front, he has
Uh-huh.
a arrow onto his face.
Yes.
Another very hot dude is pointing an arrow to your face.
Dara.
Not a single step closer, dwarf.
Not
you-
again.
He's my friend, so it's okay. You can be nice to him. But are you guys the wolves? I'm very confused. I'm not from here, and this is all like a lot. So are you warning me that wolves are going to attack and you're here to protect us, or do you hate the logger people? Or I'm really confused.
He says, "We tried to warn them. We tried to scare them off. Now we have no choice. We are the liberators, sister. You should think about joining us. This wood is ours. This land is ours. It's not theirs. We will take it back even if it means by force.
I mean, I feel like there's like a way we can maybe share.
Do you know how Daggerwood came to be?
No, I already told you I'm not from here.
Yeah, but many have heard his story. Even
Well, I
the one-
haven't. So why don't we have some story time? I'd love to hear about it.
Once, this was a great plain. Nothing but grass grew here. Our distant cousins from Guazhou had the tradition to to keep a seed on their swords, on their daggers, on each of their arrows. So what you see here, 200 years after they were all being genocided, is the result of each warrior's sword being planted to the ground. This is Daggerwood. More than 1,000 elves slain. How can you not have the fire of revenge burning in your heart knowing about this?
Because my people were driven out of here long before this fight ever happened. So you can't play the victim when you weren't the only people who suffered.
I was not there when the Drow were banished to the underground. Neither
And I
were
wasn't
you.
here when this fight happened. None of these people were.
But
So
I
all
was.
I see is more bloodshed. So why do you want to kill more people? It's not going to bring all of these lives back. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to create another 1,000 trees.
It might put the spirits to rest.
I think that's how war works.
Have you talked
Yeah.
to Jassi Jater?
Is he the guy with the pan flute?
No. The great
Oh.
spirit of the hunt. The one that blesses us with the power of the skin change.
No. I talked to somebody on the wood or on the wind, but I don't know if it's the same one.
You can roll another history check. You were about to say something?
Yes, but when she's finished.
Okay.
No.
Oh no.
It was very, very.
Dara's living up to what she thinks of herself.
Ned rolls over and farts in his sleep.
On Ned's comment, actually, did Clanky Clank Urist awaken any of us when he left because of his clankiness?
How's your passive perception?
15.
And Ned's and Blythe's?
Mine's an 11, so no.
I actually have not terrible passive perception. Hang on. I have to click through all your hot boys pictures. Passive perception 13.
Okay.
You would have noticed it, yeah.
Yeah, both Vida and Ned heard the clanging. But why would you think that is trouble and not just Urist walking around
Yeah.
in the night while he is the sentinel? But okay.
Yeah, no one grabbed us.
let's just say you have spider sense, and somehow Vida ears starts twitching, telling her something's wrong. Vida, you wake up in the night. What you do?
Well, hearing Urist leaving, I would definitely check on the rest of the party. So I would notice that Chandara's gone, and I'd probably wake the others
Okay.
and find out what they wanted to do.
You can track down where they went by the far clingings of the armor. So soon you will meet them. You want to roll stealth or you want to come guns blazing?
Stealth.
I'm definitely stealthing on that.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this is the stealth squadron.
Well,
Well,
well.
Ned?
So much for that.
Hang on,
that's not
my
even
computer's
fine.
running my computer's running so slow.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. You
Tiny
even,
little hobbit man.
even with your good result, you're not be able to save the rest of them, so you are noticed. But
Blythe is like half awake and like tripping over branches and like trying to wake up as we're walking there.
oh shit. But before that, let's go back to the 0 in history from Chandara. He says, Jassi Jater is the name of the spirit of the hunt. He's not one of the three. He is not a god, as you can say. Instead, he is the spirit of a powerful elf that was unfairly put to death. I think you should speak to him. Let me show you how, will you?
Okay.
Really? That was easier than I thought. Okay, so as he takes you to someplace else, Urist, you are still in the with the arrow to your face.
Yeah, I was about to say something to the guy before he goes with Chandara.
Okay, he is walking away. You can say now. He'll probably be here.
I was like, friend, one word. Look, I wait for him to acknowledge, and
Mm,
if he stops,
he looks at you and he says to Chandara, "Why are you aligning yourself with these people?"
Because they're my friends.
yo,
They're good to me.
you're talking to me, not her.
You know
Cut
that.
the airs.
Judging by his age, he probably killed much of ours. You know that.
Well, your people killed a lot of mine, too. I don't judge you for that.
I am talking to you. Have some manners.
Speak your mind, dwarf, but be quick.
Sorry. My-
So, do you know what a book of grudges is? No, I am. Urist is being totally serious. It's kind of pissed that this elf is brushing him off, but he's trying to be serious and actually quite dour. So, do you know what a book of grudges is?
No.
A book of grudges is a record that each dwarven clan keeps of those who have offended them. And do you know why we do this? We do this to not forget those who have wronged us. But we also do this for a way more important reason: to know when it is over.
Okay.
And it is over. Look around you. I am a warrior. I know what war is. It just adds to a pile of corpses. You killed us. We killed you. It's over. Let it go.
As you say that, they hear someone's stumbling on some roots on the back, and the guy with the arrow pointing to Urist says, "There's more of them." Uh,
Oh, hi, guys.
Hi.
so stealth team, what do you do?
I think once we hear that we're blown, I'll say, Chandara, Urist, are you okay?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was better than the last time. At least we're talking.
They want me to go talk to their animal spirit thing.
Do you want to talk to their animal spirit thing?
I don't know. Sounded cool. And if it stops them from attacking this camp, and I'm gonna look at the guy that I was talking to and be like, I'm willing to hear you out, then I think it's not a bad idea. If I go with you, will you not attack tonight?
The only reason I'm taking you with us is for you to change your mind and attack with us. The attack will
Oh, see,
happen either way.
that's not gonna work for me.
The defendant deserves a lawyer. She'll come if I can come too. So you won't go alone.
None of you are welcome.
I think Blythe is gonna hold her staff really tightly and like wake up a little bit and be like, let's be clear. She is not going alone.
Okay. Change of plans then. Brothers, the hunt starts here, and we will continue to the camp later. You.
You won't make it that far.
He looks to
I
Chandara.
knew it.
You will be spared if you don't step up to help them.
Close am I to him?
Okay, so let's position ourselves and if you guys want, Kendara, you are next to the Yawara, and then Urist is close to the guy with the arrow.
Okay, let me see where they are. Okay.
Never
guy
mind
to guy.
the 4K quality of the map.
It's a very blurry forest.
Yeah, it's at night, you know.
Mhm. But I have dark vision.
Guys, as you put yourselves on the map, Kendara, let me just move you. You're next to you guys. It's the opposite.
Oh, I had them backwards.
Ah, okay.
This is the guy with an arrow, and he's pointing towards your face, and everyone's coming for the back. So, before we start, can we take 5?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Sure.
gotta get some water.
Me too.
Yeah.
So we're back.
Okay.
We'll be back in 5.
Okay.
The baby boy.
Here for a minute. There you go. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Wow, my voice sounds echoey. Oh.
Who's back?
So as we were in the middle of that, like having this serious talk with the elves, my dog,
Uh-huh.
who is like a pretty decent sized husky lab cross, big
Oh,
black boy, he like walks in front of me and then stops, farts, but startles himself and runs away from his own butt. And
those
I
are
was
the
like,
best.
I can't believe I just saw that.
Absolutely 2 brain cells.
Right?
Well, at least we tried to be diplomatic. We
I'm back.
tried.
Tried.
We really tried.
Yeah, I would like the record to reflect that we did not go immediate massacre this time.
Now that the guys were hot, you did not go. Oh.
That's the secret, Ariel.
Yeah. I get what I need to do. Oh, you have the feeling that there is someone else on this fight. Okay. But you can really tell where.
What, Fluffy?
Flowers.
Oh.
Oh, I haven't read the campaign notes from for last week. Day 15.
Speaking of.
Hmm?
Oh, I'm just reading the chat.
Mm.
My sleep schedule is all wonky.
Is it?
Yeah, I was out of town visiting a friend for a weekend, and it's like my friend I used to work in restaurants with. So anytime we get together, we just act like we still work in restaurants.
So drinking a lot.
You're welcome
Yes,
to come work in mine anytime.
I couldn't do it again. I think if I had to deal with people on that magnitude, I would probably commit the murder.
Oh yeah. Today was literally my only day off this week between both jobs, and I got both jobs tried to call me in. I wound up going in for I wound up going into one, and just as soon as I walk through the door, there's a complete Karen in the drive-through, just being a complete obnoxious train wreck.
Yeah, I thought about bartending, picking up a like occasional bartending gig because like there's a couple restaurants I worked with who would totally take me on as like pickup only or like one shift a week, just to have extra money while I'm in the program. But I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Fair and valid. It's the one thing I like about working corporate gigs is that my boss, the only person who wants to talk to my boss less than me after 4 p.m. is my boss.
See, I am totally chill. Like, I've worked in many shelters. Give me a living room full of 15-year-olds on meth. I'm good. We're chill. We're happy. We're having fun. I get one Karen, and I'm like, I will kill you. I will literally kill you.
I think that's my thing
We'll
too.
get
Is
you a
like,
lawyer.
I think my thing is like, I deal with people who literally are going through the worst thing in life they could be experiencing. I'm sorry that your steak you ordered well done was too tough. Like I can't do it. I can't do it.
This one was worse than that. She was sitting at the drive-through speaker 15 minutes before we opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she pulled up to the window and started knocking on the window 5 minutes before we were open. And when the guy opened the window to talk to her, she's like, "Why aren't you open? Why aren't you open?" It's like,
read a clock. Read a clock.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, and then like he's telling her, "Look, There's cars behind you who are still waiting where they're supposed to. You either need to go around or you need to come inside. I want to talk to your manager. He was rude to me.
I would love
It's
to
like
see it.
God.
the manager was literally could hear the whole conversation. It's like, no, he wasn't. Now you can either drive around, come inside, or you can leave. Well, you're not getting my service or whatever she said. It's like, I'm pretty sure we could probably do without like the $5 that you were gonna spend.
With a coupon.
Yeah, probably.
What the fuck?
No, seriously, Ariel, that's how entitled Americans of certain wealth or privilege or age act. And
Again,
it's
I
sad.
just see the meme of the mummy.
Yeah.
I honestly
same.
firmly believe that every person in America at one time or another should have to work a year in the hospitality or food service industries.
Yep.
Or retail.
Yeah, definitely. Because you can tell the ones who haven't.
Now, here in the Philippines, luckily we don't have adult Karens because yes, we have like the usual poor country divide between the poor people and the rich people, and there's a lot of classism. But since like the Philippines still have a lot of the colonial culture, the rich people tend to make a point to be always dignified. The problem is their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich kids are I can't even. This is
It's
why
like-
I seldom go to public places, and I thank that I work from home because otherwise I would be in jail.
I think we all feel that way, honestly. It's like their parents taught them everything. The only thing they didn't take were the manners.
Can't buy class.
Yeah, you can't. And money brings out the worst aspects of people.
Speaking of the worst aspects, let's kill some werewolves.
Well, let's do this. Just remember, make every shot count. We only have so many arrows.
Okay.
Will do.
Come on.
7.
19.
My roll 20 is loading. Sorry.
19.
21 with my proficiency bonus added in. Oh, wait, hang on. Where am I? I lost myself. Oh, yep, no, 21. Sorry, I saw Ned's and then I lost mine.
Hi. 7. I'm my usual slow self.
My stunningly mediocre rolls.
Wait, Dar, you have advantage?
Yeah. The racial feature, I can give it to somebody that I can touch or myself, but nobody's around me to touch, so I just.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twilight Cleric is busted.
It's amazing.
Fair. So is Gloomstalker Ranger.
Yeah. Gloomstalker Ranger is like a one-hit kill machine. I've
Dara,
read
you should
about it.
multi Gloomstalker.
I was thinking Gloomstalker or Beastmaster. I'm not sure which one yet.
I'll make
Well,
sure to
I'm
make sure to
gonna
roll
say-
for George.
Yes.
Are you busting out your swarm of rats on your turn too?
No, because it kills every single one of because it kills an action every turn because I have to continue playing them. So
Gotcha.
I will do more damage doing Eldritch Blast, and I'll save the rats for like utility and like stealth.
That's true. The rats aren't magical.
After the fact, we might want to look into seeing if someone with like a little less action economy, because like you do so much damage with an Eldritch Blast that
I
like
do. Like I fully cop the fact that I am the primary damage dealer in this party right now.
Let's make this so weird. Let's give George the flute.
I will sacrifice my burgeoning bard multi-class to give George these flutes.
Oh no.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It disappeared.
Yep.
Boo.
21, 19, 13, whatever else we had.
I had an
7.
11. Still gone. Okay.
Yes.
Yawara and Sawa.
Yeah, Warren Sawa.
Yeah.
3 and 9.
See, I only see one person's initiative.
Yeah, I see 2 now, but
Yeah, initially it was just the one.
Vita's at 21 total.
7. I'm my usual slow self.
Vita, if you want, to hold your initiative, I can make it harder for one of them to find you.
Well, I was gonna bonus action hide anyways, but does it give me advantage or does it just make it harder on them?
It'll give him disadvantage on perception checks.
Actually, hang on. Because technically that one guy is right in combat with our girl, so
I don't
I
think
don't
you need it
need-
anyways. Yeah.
I don't need the advantage on that. I can just attack.
Okay.
Yeah, but
If I hide first, I get advantage on the attack.
I mean, if you got it, flaunt it.
Right, yeah.
George.
Alright. I am moving partially up the tree. Bonus action. Hide. 16. I have no idea what their passive perception is, but I'm going to target the one right next to our girl here. Uh-huh. $18 to hit. Alright, so we go ahead, we roll our damage. And we roll our sneak attack, since they're engaged, technically. So 11 damage. And it's with the silver arrow, so it should be full damage. And that's my turn.
True.
Oh god, they're were-tigers!
Hey, where anything means silver.
Ned is going to start with a bonus action Hex on this fella over by Urist, and is gonna drop the classic on him.
Ow.
Eldritch Blast.
22 to hit. 7 damage plus a d6. Hang on. Gotta move the initiative tracker. 13 damage total.
Nice.
Nice.
And it's force and necrotic he takes, so he doesn't. He's not immune.
Well, it's magic damage, anyways.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
Oh snap! Really?
Don't worry, the other 17 are about to come out of the woodwork.
Or he'll shift and get all of those health back.
That too.
Mhm.
All right, so first I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on myself because I'm right up with this guy. So I have a +2 to my AC. And then I'm going to reach up and grab him by the neck, and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds. 16 to hit.
D10?
All right.
D12. 12.
I'm so sorry. I hate to be that guy, but I don't think you can cast 2 spells in one turn.
Well, it's a bonus action, but yeah, that was DM discretion.
It can be usually it's a
Yeah.
cantrip and a spell.
Cantrip. Yeah.
Sorry. Teacher, we
no
did have
worries.
homework.
All right, then instead I'm going to activate my Twilight Sanctuary.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my Shield of Faith up, but then I'm also going to do my Twilight Sanctuary.
Nice.
Sorry, I don't want him pulling that out on us later down the road.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The rest of stealth group is just outside the range.
Yeah.
I guess we can let Dara do it.
You
Yeah. It's cooperate.
I'm going to say, grace him!
Yeah.
ankle bite.
We
Sticky this time.
Well, shit.
Fuck?
What?
It is wild. It is wild playing this game with somebody from a different hemisphere because I'm used to playing fantasy realms with like bears and
Wolves.
lions and wolves, and you've got crocodiles and jaguars and trees, and I love it.
Boy.
How did I miss that when I climbed partially up the tree? That's got to be big.
They're both green. That blended in.
It is dark.
Crocodiles are-
Yeah, you're right.
Crocodiles are famous arboreal ambush predators.
Ricky, that's a big one.
I really like it, honestly.
As
I'm
long as I don't
Floridian.
see,
I'm
as long as
Floridian.
I,
Gators and cats in the trees are nothing new for me. So,
as long as he doesn't drop a Sharknado on our heads, we're good.
all right,
Don't
what's he
give
doing
him
to us?
ideas.
What's this croc doing to us? How bad we hurt?
Bring it.
Bet. I'm gonna shriek. She's gonna shriek a little bit and throw a guiding bolt at him. A 19 to hit. Okay. 14 radiant damage. And the next attack against it also has advantage.
Good. Good.
You know what that means? Here comes his army.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. Missed.
Because you critted like 6 times on us 2 weeks ago.
In the first fight.
25. Okay. 25. So here. Charge! Come back here, you bastard! So, charge, attack, action surge, attack.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, let's roll to hit. And
Fuck
hope.
'em up.
Aye.
Oh my god, I did it again. Oh my god, I was muted on Twitch this whole time.
Oh boy.
Oh.
The second time this week. I am a terrible streamer.
Oh no.
He's gonna have to start staying
Doesn't
on
hit.
Twitch with you.
It's an 8.
Doesn't hit.
Action surge, second attack.
He dodges your battle axe and he dodges once more.
We gotta
At
find
least-
him a +1 weapon.
Aye. At least I'm keeping him tied.
Yes.
Damn
And
dwarf.
if he tries to leave, he gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay. So now it's I don't think I got the token for the. Oh, I have. Hehehe, boy. Okay. So, Dara, you are next to Yawara. He seems to be the leader of this group. He looks around and he sees what you are doing to his brothers, to his brother and sister, and he then say, "Well, I tried my best. I hope you can forgive me, sister, for what I'm about to do." And in front of you, he starts transforming. His flesh starts ripping open and giving way
Oh.
to this black coat of fur. He face deforms itself and forms into this canine cranium right in front of your eyes. His teeth grows, his claw grows as well, and he becomes this terrible looking werewolf.
Down, boy. Sit.
Sit, boo boo, sit.
Okay, so
Oh, sit.
he has multi attack as well. He can use his spear or one bite and one claw. Yeah, I will do just that. You have +2 from your Shield of Fate. Remember that? Yeah. First the bite, then the claw.
Both miss.
I'm terrible today. Vida.
Uh huh.
A reminder: the gator has advantage already, or you have advantage against the gator or the crocodile already.
Gotcha. Well, get to the right window here.
I'd say disengage for the bonus action and get some distance because you'll have disadvantage firing a bow up close.
Yeah, yeah. That's only if I target him, though.
That's fair.
That is not like every
So
time.
I will move a. I don't think so. No, it's only if I'm fighting in melee range. So if I'm not targeting somebody in melee range with me, I think I have a normal attack.
Okay.
Anybody know
No,
whether I'm right or wrong on that?
Go
If you-
on.
I
Go
mean,
on.
you're not leaving his engagement area. You're just you don't have the
Skirting.
advantage on the other one.
Yeah.
Well, let's repeat last round. Go ahead and hide. Another 16. Does werewolf see me or no?
He sees you. Yeah, you didn't roll stealth, right? Oh no, 16. Oh my
Did, yes.
god. Yeah, he doesn't see you.
Alright, so advantage on the attack.
Yeah, I thought this was for to hit. But yeah.
No. This one's to hit. Ugh. Damn. Never mind, that's my turn.
Yeah, you can hit him. Ned, you're next.
Ned is gonna try and finish off the guy he's got hexed. Coming with an Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, 120 feet, right?
Yeah. And a 24 to hit.
Yeah, you hit him.
15
Oh my God.
damage. 18 damage.
Okay, your Eldritch Blast drills onto his chest, opens a hole, and he falls down to the ground.
Cool. Bonus action going to move Hex over to the Gator.
Okay.
Well, the gator's already bloodied. Maybe move it to the one Dara's on. I guess
Okay,
you can do
yeah.
it for free.
I'll move it to the one Dara.
Okay. Okay, so next one is Dara.
Now I'm going to inflict wounds.
Oh,
Really?
now you miss.
Oh no.
Sad rolls. Yeah, it doesn't hit him.
And that's it.
That's it? Okay. George, he used the oil, but the guy didn't walk up towards him. So instead, yeah, he'll give you the help on the damage if he is capable of. Actually, he hit the guy. Wow, 2 damage.
Good job,
Are his,
George.
Oh, but
are
yeah.
his hits magical?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, they're not. You're
Can
right.
he give Dara the help action so she can take another whack at the inflict wounds?
Yeah, he can give the help action, but for next turn. This
Okay.
turn is gone already. So yeah, instead of doing 1 damage, he gives you help action.
I will vigorously defend my clients.
So next one is the gator. The gator then. Vida, you are on the top of the tree, like you are climbing on it.
I'm in I'm up in branches, yes.
Okay, so the croco can hit you if you are on the top of the tree, so he'll try to hit Blythe instead. Oh, now I got the first hit.
All hits this time. Yeah. So 8.
Yeah, and you have to. You have no. You are grappled. You can try to escape on your turn using your action. Okay.
Or I can attack him while I'm grappled,
yeah,
right?
Grapple. The only thing is your speed is 0. You
That's
don't
fine.
have
Cool. All you did was
disadvantage.
lock me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poke it in the eye and release the spell.
Okay. Well, considering that I'm now within his grasp, I will. I have advantage on the attack. But I'm gonna do a guiding bolt again. Why not? Get this guy dead.
Right down his throat.
Right? Yeah, just shove her hand in his throat.
Nat 20.
26. Nat 20, baby.
Nice.
86.
Son.
86.
So 17 plus 21 radiant, or
38 damage.
Boom.
Yeah. I'm thinking if I say it now or I just give you the critical, because technically you don't get advantage because he is close to you. He's adjacent to you. So you.
whoa, okay.
But at
I mean, we'll do the 13.
hits, can I give you
Okay.
the 17 damage, or can I give you the 21 and we
Yeah, call it
still be
even.
friends?
Yeah,
still
yeah.
dead.
Sorry, we hadn't been playing with ranged spells that way, so I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah,
But that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll do it for moving forward.
if something is like doesn't hurt, for flavor, I let it. But there's a feat designed specifically to not get disadvantage in close range. So if I don't give you disadvantage, then the feat is worthless.
No, totally fair. I just hadn't been doing that so far. I don't
Okay.
think any of the range casters had been. So
Come up
we'll do
yet.
that moving forward.
No,
Yeah.
we are okay.
I
So
balance it by never getting into melee range.
yeah.
I try not to. It just keeps happening to me.
Fair. Anyways, 17 damage on that one then.
No, 21. I let you get the bigger one. So, you did the 6 damage and is enough to kill the crocodile. But once it is gone in its place, suddenly you see another elf. That takes the
Blythe, what does that
remaining
look like?
15 damage.
Oh God, here
Question,
comes another
question,
hot
Yeah,
boy.
this is a hot girl
Hot girl.
instead. Yeah, representation, you all.
Yeah. Hot girl action.
Question, mechanically, since it's the same creature,
Yeah.
does the
50
advantage transfer for her?
Yeah.
Or is this like a wild shape? Was that a wild shape?
Yeah, it was wild shape. She's a.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Wild shape is different from lycanthropy. It's a separate health bar.
Yep. It's like
Well,
polymorph.
Yeah, but
I was asking, because guiding bolt gives
Guiding bolt, yeah,
advantage
yeah,
to the
and-
next attack.
and hex also it's in her. So she's now bloodied, hexed, and with advantage from guiding bolt.
Oh,
Worst day ever.
Right?
question, since
You're no longer grappled.
I'm no longer grappled, can I move?
Yeah, you can. It's still your turn.
I'm going to kind of cut around the tree because I'm not in her melee anymore. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's my turn.
Okay, Urist, you're next.
Okay. I'm gonna charge here, and instead of doing an attack, since I know that I won't do anything to a werewolf unless I have a silver weapon, I'm gonna do a shield bash in his face and knock him flat on his back.
Okay. You can roll opposing athletics.
Come on, roll high. I I have
Oh
a
my god.
+4 in athletics. Roll high.
Oh my god.
14.
Yeah.
10.
You beat the man.
This isn't. Ah no, 14. Okay.
Yeah,
You beat
14
him.
against 10. Yes.
Oh, awesome.
So he's you want to push him or to prone him?
No, I want to prone him.
Okay. So he is next. So Yarara, the werewolf, he goes back on his feet using half his speed, and you see this booming voice coming from this canine face of his, and he goes like, "Well, let the slaughter begin then." And he tried to bite on Chandara and to claw on Urist. Yeah, and I can hit for shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make some adjustments on his shield for next round. No, just
Oh, it's too bad that the bite didn't hit.
You want me to be a werewolf?
I mean, it might give you some extra armor, you know, toughen you up a bit.
Immunity to slashing damage, basic weapon damage is not a bad thing.
That's true. It would be an interesting thing to see
Never
Chandara, who
be
does not have
unarmed
the
either.
greatest impulse control at the best of times, then become a werewolf.
You just take a level of barbarian.
No, better yet, you get monk level, so you can all go dark stalkers.
Oh god.
Question, I think both me and Vita are in your Twilight Sanctuary now. What's the temp HP
1d6.
plus cleric level?
Oh,
Right.
Sorry. I should roll that. Oh. So 3. Sorry.
All right.
It's alright, I'm
It's
waiting
3.
for it to load.
No, she rolled on Whisper. Yeah, she rolled on.
I think you're still on Whisper.
Dara,
Yeah.
I'm taking you off of Whisper.
It should be on public. I don't know why it's not.
Mine keeps asking me if I want a public or whisper every time I try to do something.
Yeah.
Alright. So I think back to Vita.
I believe so. Let's see, the werewolf, the new one is not in melee with me. So we'll move a little further away, just anyways. We have advantage on attacks because guiding bolt. Pretty sure 19 hits.
Yeah.
So 1d6.
You aim for the druid or for the guy?
Yeah, the druid nearby. And so 4 and another 4 from sneak attack.
Okay.
So
Next,
8 more damage.
next one is Net.
Ned is going to blast the werewolf,
Okay.
and I think I get an advantage on this because he's prone.
No, he
Not
left
really.
up. He
He
got
got
up.
up.
Oh, did he get up? Oh well,
And with ranged attacks, if they're prone, it's actually disadvantage.
really?
And the 9
Yeah.
doesn't hit.
Yeah.
After I attacked, I bonus action hid too, by the way.
Okay.
That's that roll that just popped up.
Nice.
Dara, you're next. You have the help from George.
All right,
He's
let's
basically
try
he's
this.
basically a familiar at this point.
I'm going to try to inflict wounds again.
Okay, at
Nice.
advantage. Ooh, you did.
Good.
Do you inflict some wounds?
Nice.
17 necrotic.
Nice.
Okay. And you stay in melee?
No, I'm gonna back up.
Uh,
I'm gonna
well,
back up.
you take a opportunity attack. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
go to there.
He bites you. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yes. No.
So now George, confused as he is, he tries to help Urist instead.
Okay.
You see the werewolf going, Abiquar, give me strength. And just so you know, he is mentioning the druid, which is called Abiquar. So what she does is she runs over to him. She casts bark skin on him. So now his AC cannot. Oh, I whispered that one. My bad. Where is the spell again? No, okay. She casts with an action bark skin on him. So his AC is now 16.
Okay.
And
All right.
as her bonus action, she uses her wild shape once again. Now
Damn it.
becoming a fiendish spider. This pretty
Yeah.
creature here.
You.
Okay,
All
now
right.
now it's Blythe's turn.
Okay. She's gonna look at the spider and say, "Didn't we just do this?" And she's gonna just come around a little bit so she's not behind Dara for it. And she is going to cast. I'll burn that right now. She's gonna go ahead and throw she's a druid. Wisdom's gonna be high. She's gonna fire a firebolt at the spider.
At the spider, okay.
Oh, didn't mean to hit that with advantage. My bad. But the first roll was a 13.
Yeah, 13 hits.
So it's gonna do 5 fire damage. And I'm gonna kind of just chuck back here.
How many HP do I have? Okay.
Brand new lot of it.
So 5 fire damage. That's okay. Now it's Urist's.
Okay.
You have
Urist
advantage
will
to attack or to do anything else from George. But if you prone him,
Yeah.
you just get back up on the next turn.
Yeah. I know. The thing is that I can't damage him, so I will do this. I will put myself here between the girls and the spider, so at least even the werewolf has to go through me if he wants to attack them, and cleave the spider.
Well, we need to get the spider out of the way, so.
Yeah.
Because she's
So
buffing.
Oh, actually,
I'm attacking.
She's got my hex. She's next on my list.
I need real concentration, yeah.
that was what I was looking for. Her concentration
So, yeah.
dropped on the first firebolt.
It wasn't even.
Oh,
No, it
Hey.
didn't. Did it?
Yeah, because it's a 10 baseline DC for
Oh,
concentration
that's
checks.
right.
All right. So battle axe. A 15
Hits
damage. 4.
on the spider, right?
No.
Yes, on the spider.
The spider is bloodied.
Oh, but it's not lycanthrope. She's not lycanthrope. She's wild
wild
shaping.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just while sleeping.
Dope.
Okay, so
Alright.
now it's Yawara's turn. What I want to do here?
And you should have 10 hit points too, Urist.
I am at 27.
Beautiful.
Well, he says, Abiquar, I'm sorry. And then he turns to Chandara. If you are not accept this gift, I will hunt each one of your friends then. What he does is he dashes all the way down here.
Oh no.
Oh.
I will hit you where you are, where it hurts the most. But since he dashed that it is it for his turn, now it's Vida's turn.
Alright. I'm gonna make sure I'm in range here. And he is now in melee range with my little buddy.
That's correct. Okay.
Nice.
A hit. You are counting the silver arrows that you are.
What? Yes, I'm keeping track of them.
Okay.
Yes. Another 7 points of damage.
7 damage, okay.
And bonus action, yada yada yada, the usual. Ugh, not that good this
Ooh.
time.
Yeah, now
But-
you're not hidden from him.
Still in the tree.
14.
All done.
Your ears are showing.
Yes, my ears are poking out of the. I forgot to pin him down. Damn it.
Ned, what do you do with this big wolf guy close to you?
Ned sees him charging down and goes, "My friend, you're too serious. I need you to have a laugh." And I'm going to cast hideous laughter on him.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yes.
I need a wisdom save.
Oh, but it's an elf.
It's a werewolf right now.
That's true.
Yeah, it's if counts as if counts as charmed, then I don't think it hits because
Hang
he
on.
has the
I'm check-
Fey ancestry trait.
That's true.
No, hang on. I'm checking the language because I don't believe it's a charm effect.
I don't think it is.
Hang
I
on.
don't think it is either. No.
Hang on.
It's an enchantment. It's an enchantment.
It does not say anything regarding it being a charm effect. Just you succeed a wisdom saving throw, fall prone, become incapacitated, and unable to stand for the duration. It says there's an intelligence minimum, but it doesn't
course.
mention anything about the charm effect.
Okay, perfect. So I will not roll at advantage. So it's a wisdom save. Let me see.
DC 15.
Oh, sorry, I rolled. Didn't roll. Oh my
Well,
god.
That is a fail. And down he goes.
He's incapacitated, right?
Yes, incapacitated, and it's a concentration spell, so Hex is going to end on her, but this is more
That's
important.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Ned is going to back up.
Get out of range.
go ruffle a copter.
No, stay in range.
That was scary.
Yes.
Yeah, he can
All
take
right,
the actions or reaction. Okay. Next one is Chandara.
Okay, I'm gonna move. This way, down here, and I'm gonna shoot at the werewolf with a silver arrow.
Nice.
Okay. You hit him. Wow.
11 piercing.
He is now bloodied. Anything else, Chandara?
I'm gonna yell, "Stay away from my friends!"
Cool. George is going to help against the spider for Urist. And now
Okay.
the spider, where is the sheet? Here. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, she can do shit except bite. She tries to bite Urist. 22 to hit.
Okay. So it's 2 piercing plus 4 poison.
Yeah, okay. And you have to do Constitution, or else you take more
With a-
poison.
Yep. And I have advantage on that.
Yep. Oh,
Nat 20.
Right.
Nice.
and you
What are
take
you trying to do with that?
half the 7. You take more,
Yeah,
3
so-
more.
Okay, so 2 plus 4 plus plus 3. So 6,
9.
9 damage. 9 damage. Okay. 27 minus 9 is
18.
18. 18. Okay. Ow.
She will try to run away from you, so she triggers opportunity attack.
Yeah, with
Nice.
advantage.
Okay.
From George too, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but George is so
Ooh.
cute. He doesn't.
Yeah. And
Okay, you hit.
that's a 22 and that's 5 more.
Okay, so she takes 2 and reverts back to elf form, and then she takes 3 more. Are you sure you want to George to attack? Opportunity attack?
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Nah, okay, fine. No.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Let's not
Okay.
make him. Let's not make him a target.
Right?
Yes. Nah, just help, George.
Okay. And then she runs all the way to Ned again. Looks like Ned's the next target. She runs. And Ned, you see this elf lady. She wears the robes of a druid, and she's all bloodied and slashed. And she holds your shoulder, and she goes, "Please, please, have mercy."
Mercy, you started this.
Blythe, you're
The-
next.
I was
Yes.
asleep 20 minutes ago.
So my roll 20 has timed out completely and won't reload. Can someone check the distance on fire bolt for me?
I believe Firebolt is either 90 or it's 120 feet. You have the
I
same
think
distance
it's
for me.
120. Yeah, okay. So I can't move mine at the moment, but I'm going to kind of just position myself, hopefully, so I don't hit people.
You're good.
And where did the druid lady go?
Middle of the
Okay.
tree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm firing a firebolt at her. Can someone roll a d20 plus 6 for me?
22.
22.
Okay.
Cool, and then it's a d10.
8 damage.
5 damage to her.
Blight, how do you wanna kill her?
Cool. So I think her magic looks a little different this time. Instead of like being that purple lavendery, it almost looks like it's like changing. The fire is changing colors as it fires at her, and it comes out of the staff and points at her. So now it's like this bright, blinding light of colored fire that shoots at her.
Okay.
Nice.
And she's gonna look. Yeah, she's gonna look at him and said, "We didn't start this fight, but we will end it."
Well, you didn't start the fire.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh my god,
Wait,
I'm sorry, for Tasha's, for my werewolf guy, I can make another save because I took damage from, I think it was from Chandara. Every time I take damage, I can reroll the save.
Ah, yes.
Oh my god. Where is the roll? Yeah, okay.
No.
At the
Still
5.
funny.
Urist, you're next.
Okay, so full dash action, 50 feet. So I end up here. Da-da-da-da, right in front of Ned.
Don't kill him.
I can't.
Oh, well. Then be my meat shield.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Repeat the save and be saved.
Be saved.
All right. Now it's Kara.
Uh-huh.
Kara, you see, after the hideous laughter, after you see that horrible scene of a werewolf laughing his ass out, while his sister dies, begging for mercy. Uh, Suddenly he stops laughing and he get back up on his feet. Uh, he shows he is grinding his teeth, looking at all of you, ready to continue on with the fight. What do you do, Kara?
I mean, do we want to take this guy alive?
I don't think. No. Just kill
I
it.
don't-
We can tell him surrender or we'll kill him.
We just killed his sister. I don't think he will surrender.
Well, that's up to him.
Okay, so we're gonna go about this way then. I'm rolling stealth. I'm hiding,
Okay.
and he just hears a voice call out surrender, and then I'm holding my attack until either somebody's in range with him, like in melee, or he responds within range of somebody.
Yeah. You don't need to hold your action as you say that. He shouts, "Never!"
All right, he asked for this. Davide kind of just shrugs, I guess, and fires right into his face again.
You hit. And you have sneak. Yeah, 7 damage.
7.
Man,
Ned, you're next.
All right. So my hex is down, and it's like I take much less pleasure in this than I did the last fight. Actually, I think I take more pleasure. You guys are dicks.
No.
Your buddies were just defending yourselves. You're just an ass.
You hit.
13,
You hit.
8 damage.
Okay. Chandara.
All right, I'm going to walk forward a little bit. And I am going to attack with a silver arrow again.
You hit.
Nice.
Okay. So poetic as it is, Chandara, you are the one to deliver the killing blow. How you wanna do this?
I just walk forward, and as I'm walking forward, I like draw my bow, and I'm just like, this didn't have to go this way. You didn't have to pick a fight. You didn't have to die. But if anyone's gonna die, at least it's you. And I let go. Get him like
Damn.
right in the throat.
Okay. As the silver arrow goes through his throat, you see the blood coming out from his mouth. He still somehow has strength to hold his body from falling all the way to the ground. His arms are still holding himself, and then he starts puking more and more blood. At at the point that you don't know if that's actually blood or if it's some sort of magical effect because of the amount. After a while, his strength leaves his body and he falls down. But the blood starts moving. The that pile of blood starts taking the form of a quadruple creature that resembles a kind of a miniature wolf, or you could say like a fox of some kind, and it seems not exactly peaceful, but it seems intelligent. The tiny wolf made of blood walks towards you and speaks in a human voice, saying,
Oh,
"Hmm, yeah, it's a shame that it turned out this way. Now he'll hunt forever on the afterlife."
hi, Hersin.
Hmm. Who is that? I never heard his name.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Well, are you happy with what you accomplished?
No, death never
No.
makes me happy.
Hmm.
But I will always fight to save lives, whether they're elf or dwarf or human. Needless killing does not need to happen.
Hmm. You can say that, but it's not needless if it gives purpose to other folk. Yawara was born a warrior. If there is no war for him to fight, then what is his purpose? The only
To
thing
protect.
the only thing that kept him going was the prospect of revenge.
Then he failed at life.
It's a shame.
A warrior doesn't mean that you fight just for the sake of fighting. Being a warrior means you fight to protect.
Correct.
Hmm. Yeah, he protected many of his brothers and sisters throughout his life. You know how many mercenaries came here to take them out of these woods, and he managed to drove them all off, all by himself.
You
It's
don't understand. The fact that one side is wrong doesn't mean that the other side is actually right. This whole thing is wrong. It should have stopped. Grudge over. It's in the past. Both sides need to write it off. And I am telling you because you are here, but rest assured that if I go to the capital, I would be telling them the same thing. This is madness.
all you say is nonsense. You try to give reason. You try to take logic out of the way of the nature. It is as it is because it has always been like this. One hunts the other. The prey and the hunter and the prey, they are all part of of the cycle of nature. You can give it different names and different meanings, but in the end, there's always going to be conflict.
Nature doesn't hold a grudge. And that's what you were doing.
I did nothing.
Yes.
I just gave the power that he asked for. I didn't give him
Then-
motive, only the tools.
Well, then he
What a
wasn't
cop-out.
following nature.
What a cop out. You take no responsibility for the anger and fear you instill in the people who look to you for guidance.
Well, I'm about to leave now. I would offer you my gift, but I don't think you have the fire in your heart to receive it.
I think we also have different definitions of the word gift.
Chandara has twice the fire you could ever be worth.
And if it means hurting innocent people, I don't want it.
Screw that. He had your gift and we killed it.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Maybe-
hope you find a better reason to fight. I hope you remember why you started fighting, to protect, not to kill.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. When you live as a spirit, sometimes you forget the tastes and the smells. You only remember the crude facts. But it doesn't matter now. Well,
Maybe
I'll leave you here.
maybe you should.
Well, sorry, you can say that again?
No, nothing. Never mind.
Your long war is ended. Go in peace.
I'll leave you now. Be careful out there. The woods are always full of predators.
Yeah, we're here. That's what Urist said. Yeah, they are. We're here.
Cool. And then the blood fox just walks away.
Guys, I'm getting real tired of hot, androgynous, morally gray elves.
Does Dara?
I was about to make a joke and I almost gave a major spoiler, so I'll hold myself for now.
Careful. Does Dara take offense at that comment? I mean, do we think Dara's morally gray?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm morally gray, but I don't think I'm hot, so I don't take offense.
I don't think
I'm
Ned thinks
just-
Dara is hot either. I think he kind of thinks of her like a little sister.
Fair. I watch the fox leave, and without saying anything, I just go and like pull the arrows from the
Same.
like the silver arrows from the werewolf, and I just walk back to the camp, like silently, completely checked out, not paying attention to anybody or anything, and just go and like wade into the water and just like sit in the water for a while crying.
I think Blythe is going to spend a little bit of time still there. She's not going to bury them or burn them this time, but she's going to make sure that they're laid out respectfully and close their eyes and say a quick blessing on each of the bodies, especially the one she killed, especially since it was technically asking for mercy. That doesn't sit right with her, but something about it feels good with her magic, so she's very confused. And she's going to do that before going back to camp.
Vita's going to collect her arrows, and then she is going to drag the leader's body back to camp.
Ned actually asks for a minute alone with that body. He doesn't want to defile the body or anything because it was once sentient, but I think he really wants to study like the fur and the pelt of the wolf. Like,
Does it revert after we killed it or no?
I don't know.
It
DM
did
does
It
it?
did it. It did it. You see the corpse of a werewolf, of a hybrid.
I think Ned is not gung ho to defile a body if he does not have to, but I think he'd like to do like a medicine or a nature check to kind of like try and inspect the pelt, see if he can learn anything from it.
Yeah. Okay.
I will assist because I think it might be a good idea for us to grab a few claws, maybe a couple teeth.
Yeah, let me see. For now, for the time being, we're still using this homebrew that I got, but in no time, I think I'll be coming up with a new thing for us.
This time.
Yeah. Okay.
When I
so,
do, oh, go ahead.
no. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Yeah, actually cool things here. You have to roll for survival because he's an humanoid, and you need to take 13 or more on your check.
I
You
have a
have.
I have a
Go ahead.
+3 to survival. So
I will give you help on that, so you have advantage.
Yeah,
Well,
19.
18 and 19,
Yeah, the
so
first, yeah.
19. Okay. You grab 1d4. You can roll it. 1d4 vials of cursed cruor. I don't know how does that look. When consumed, your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on ability check, saving throws, and dex roll. Yeah, I think you can.
That could be like an interesting weapon poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Or
And
poison.
And
Yeah.
then 1d2 vials of shapeshifter blood, which can be used additional component material for casting spells.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's picking up polymorph.
Ned can get access to disguise self for free as a
That's
As
an
a warlock.
illusion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
it's
not
an
actually
eldritch,
altering.
thing.
okay.
Yeah, that's not actually altering the body like polymorph does.
Yeah, we would
Okay.
need wild shape druidy or polymorph spell.
Or alter self is a second level
Oh,
spell.
that too.
Yeah, but I will say, yeah, since it's the shape-shifting components, let's just say it works out for this guy's self as well.
Cool. I'll keep that in mind when I'm picking another invocation.
How are we going to roll a 1d2 here, however?
You can
I
slash
roll a
hard.
d4.
Well,
Okay,
there,
okay.
there. I rolled a d4 and it's a 1.
Yeah, you can roll slash R and any type of wacky dice you want, like this one. I just
Yeah.
invented. Let me check the table for 2,172,000. Okay, so you go back to camp. As you walk, Patricia is awake and preoccupied, and she says, What was that? I heard some screaming, and I wake up. You guys weren't here. Is everything all right?"
No.
Will be now.
Well,
Your wolf problem's gone.
That's about the time I come into the firelight with the body.
oh, you take the bodies to the camp?
Oh, no, I'm bringing the leader's body back since the camp master is the only one who has seen the leader.
Oh, okay.
This'll not only put his mind at rest, but it'll also, make his
Okay.
Everyone believe him.
employees believe him.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So
I am not taking a trophy out of that because I didn't fight it actually.
Yeah, I think Ned tries
take
very hard to be respectful about that, and because like he's
Right.
he's not a monster.
Right, I don't want to defile it. I just want, to show
Proof.
them proof.
Yeah.
Then we can do whatever we need to put the body to rest.
Okay. So her reaction is a little bit different. She said the things I just said, but before she sees the body. After that, she shrieks and she, oh my God, that thing is real. And then she,
Very real.
with her reaction, she wakes up the entire camp, and then the boss comes over. You've slain the beast. Is that true? Can I believe my eyes?
Yep, he's dead.
Not
I
only
don't know. Does it look like an oversized squirrel to you? Idiots everywhere. I swear.
not only I'm assuming the other set of arrows are currently packed away on your person.
Oh right, I mention that you only grab half the arrows that you spent, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got your arrows hidden, I'm assuming, put away at this point.
She's at the
So-
water. Yeah, she's in the
Yeah.
Mine in
water.
the water. Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually
Okay.
going to say, I think Blythe is going to leave the others to handle this, and after the body shows up and just kind of go sit at the edge of the water and watch over Chandara and make sure she's okay.
Okay.
So Vita will look at the camp master and be like, not only is your problem solved, but your arrows are the ones that did it, and I will hand over the bloodied arrows that I retrieved.
Oh, is that right? Well, I can't believe my eyes, I tell you. When I saw that thing, it almost seemed like it was invincible. And yet you managed to kill the thing. I'm impressed. You have my thanks. And that extends to the rest of your fellowship. Also, you can keep the damn arrows. I have no need for them anymore.
Thank you.
I'll have Vincent know what you did here. That you did way more than just deliver some goods.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, are you all rested? Don't you want to take another?
Well, it's still
Of course,
night, isn't it?
sleeping.
We're gonna finish out the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that long rest this time.
I think at some point during the night, Ned will come over and not sit with Blythe, but kind of accompany her at a distance, and is gonna write something else to Annabelle in his journal, just kind of watching the women.
How long is Dara staying in the river?
I'd probably stay in the river for about an hour until I'm like had like a damn good cry, and then come out of the water and go back to like have another meditation.
Crying in a river for an hour is so dramatically and aesthetically pleasing. I love it.
Right?
Yes.
It's such a
Vita
power
will
move.
wait to take her rest until after Dara's out. I think Vita will sit with her for a while.
Yeah, Urist will be up to.
Companionable
Well,
silence.
Everyone
unless-
is back.
Sorry.
I think if everyone's over there, Blythe's gonna walk away because she doesn't want to overwhelm Dara. She just didn't want Dara to be alone. So
That's why
uh,
Kara's taking a shift, is just companionable silence unless she wants to talk about it.
I think then if everyone shows up, Blythe is gonna clear out because she knows how overwhelming support can be sometimes.
Yeah.
So, especially if it's only an hour. So, she'll go to bed then.
A little bit of quiet time before bed, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, the night passes you by, and you wake up the next morning. A little bit, you sleep till a little more than you need, just to recover and to stay well. And then the next morning, you see that the workers already took all the provisions from the cart, and you are ready to take the cart and the mule back to the town.
Uh-huh.
And the camp master says once again, "Well, thank you. I have no other words besides thank you for what you did. If you need
Yeah.
anything else from me, just ask. I'm in internal debt with you."
We'll hold you
Well.
up to it.
We're glad you can rest a little easier.
Yes.
Okay. So you get back to town then?
Yep.
Yep. Go see the mayor right away.
Okay, let's try
I
our.
think you said it was
wait,
me at the
no.
tavern. You said
Yeah.
it was me at the tavern.
Tavern, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Urist, for most of the day, is unusually silent, and he looks pretty pissed. but
Feeling that like the tone is a lot more somber on the way back across the
Yes.
board. It feels like.
yep.
A lot more subdued.
I think as we're riding through the woods, Ned's gonna look out into the woods just to see if he can catch a glimpse of Lyric.
Okay.
Not even like, but I'm not even meaning that like jokey. I think he's looking for like something that feels good after kind of the downer that this has been. He's looking for just a little like spark of hope.
Okay.
Does he give George the flute?
Yeah, George is gonna be responsible for the summoning. Okay, so since you are looking for Lyric, let's see how our luck is with the random encounters. Everyone roll your
That's spelled with a
D6.
Q.
Oi, rolling d6.
Rolling.
Ooh, now it's time.
Oof.
Now it's time.
No. Oh, D6s. Hold on.
Chandara, we need to look why your shit is rolling whisper every time.
I even have it turned off to like never roll whisper.
Yeah, it's on public.
Maybe that's messed up so it always rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna put it always whisper just to test it. I'm just gonna roll a random dice.
Yeah,
Let me know what happens.
yeah, whisper.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
What is the option that there is to one that asks you?
It says never whisper
Query.
rolls, whisper toggler, query whisper, always. I've tried them all.
It seems like her sheet is glitched.
Yeah,
It has to be.
it
Yeah.
seems that. Well,
Alright, what do now?
Mine is set to query whisper.
let's search for the problem online some other time. But for the time being, Chandara on her first D6, she rolled a 1, so we have 2 1s.
So the
Uh-oh.
opposite.
Yeah, and
3 1s.
and no 6. No, 2.
2
2.
ones.
Yeah, 2
Two
1s
ones.
and no 6.
Kara. I thought Kara. Oh, that's a different one. Got it.
Yeah, that
That's an
was
attack.
the file.
That was-
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, so what happens is as follows. You walk through the woods and you see as you are walking, suddenly an arrow is shot from somewhere, but you see that it's clearly a warning shot. The arrow hits the ground in front of you, and then another, you see once again a mortally gray elf that wants revenge.
Oh Lord,
These hot, morally gray elves.
Yeah.
I can't.
these hot morally gray elves.
Yeah.
Gonna
This
start
one,
an elf ear necklace.
this one,
Blythe is gonna throw her hands out and just be like, "Stop making us kill you!"
this one seems a little bit younger. It's a girl with red hair, and she walks. She shot the first arrow, but she didn't grab another from her quiver. She just walks forward and says, "You can bring word that the liberators are leaving this forest. We know what happened to Yawara, and we are forfeiting this land. At least for the time
Blythe is
being."
gonna look at me in the eyes and say, "Can't we just try and live in peace?
We didn't want any of this.
Can't we just try and live in peace where you don't attack people going through the forest? They don't come attack you."
The decision has been made. Maybe in the future, someone else will take Yawara's mantle and try to reclaim it, or maybe someone will take the step to uniting both peoples. But for now,
Okay.
the liberators are going back to Celsi.
What's
Just
your name?
remember,
Just remember.
No. I'll let you answer his question first as to her
Yeah,
name.
let me search for names. um, cool name. Yeah, my name is Peba.
Peb,
Peba.
I'm Ned. Peba,
Yeah.
I'm Ned.
Alright,
I'm Ned. When you are ready, find me.
yes. And just remember, his obsession with the mantle and the past, it trapped him into seeking nothing but vengeance, violence, and death. All we did was defend ourselves. We didn't seek this fight. We don't seek a fight with you. So please, if someone takes the mantle on, please try and change what it means.
I have my own thoughts on the matter. I don't hold grudges against your band of how do you call yourselves, adventurers?
Works.
Creative problem solvers.
Okay. But I also think that yeah, it's a tough matter. But I would still keep my eye out if I were you. For the time being, uh, there are others looking for the same thing that Yawar was looking for. The one that calls himself Hag King came to us and proposed an alliance that Yawar refused. But I don't think. But if he, by the looks of it, he is planning the same thing. He plans to overtake and somehow take this land for him.
I think at this point, Blythe is gonna pull a piece of jewelry she's made, just like a small, simple, like leather wrapped bracelet with gemstones in it, and hand it to her and say, "Well, enemies are abound everywhere. Take this and remember that among us, you do have some friends, and that we're not all evil, just like you all aren't all evil." And then she's just gonna walk past and keep going.
Okay. Cool. As you go back to town, um, you tell the tale of what just happened, and the mayor refused to believe in you. So you have a few days before, because the master of the camp was summoned to Torpe to give his word that of what you just did. So in the meantime, the mayor says he will not give you any reward.
Jerk.
Before he hears from someone else. So if you
I
want to
am-
take some days to make a downtime, that is on you guys, or if you want to just move on to the next quest. But if you want to take the downtime, I'm glad to announce that you are able to level up to level 3.
Oh, hell
Let's
yeah.
take the downtime.
Yeah.
Also, Vita is very, very tempted right now to like stealth into the mayor's house at night and just randomly move some of his stuff around so it's in different places when he wakes up. Just as payback for his lack of faith.
Okay.
Dara will totally help you with that.
Roll.
Like, I will use my channel divinity to create darkness all day long for
Oh.
you to do that.
Okay, so I have advantage on the stealth check then.
If
Yeah.
anybody asks, you were with us.
roll your stealth check. Yeah. You managed to walk in there unspotted and do your your tricks on the mayor. He wakes up the next day even more pissed off at life than he was before.
Vida has just a complete smile on her face the whole day. As soon as she hears he's mad.
Okay.
Karma. I love it.
So, if you take 3 days off just to rest, to assess your experiences from the last fight, you are able to level up to level 3. You will gain a monetary reward. Let's just say that the job to just take the provisions is worth like 2 gold pieces. But now, since the mayor here, you managed to slay a werewolf and you drove the liberators out of Daggerwood for good. He is willing to pay every one of you with 300 gold pieces
Nice.
Each or combined?
Each.
each.
Oh shit.
That's about to be good, because Blythe is going to spend all of that time poring over books, trying to make sense of everything, and she's going to take her first level in Wizard.
Ooh. Yeah.
Which is going to get expensive, so thank you for 300 gold points.
Yeah, you need a spell book, first of all.
It-
Then you need some
Ned
material
is-
components.
Ned is taking Pact of the Tome, so he is going to do. He's probably going to be hitting the books with you.
Okay. Urist is buying what's it called? A splint mail from the armorer. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
How much does that cost?
Yeah, what I was thinking actually is I don't know if you guys want to just say what you want and then I say the price, or if you want for me to make some custom merchants stash for you to buy, because that was my intention all along. Let me share with you guys this PDF here. Yeah, we can go for shopping on the off game, if that's cool with you.
Okay.
Work for the week. That
And
works.
I'll make a list of based on this PDF I sent on Messenger. It's still loading. Which merchants in Torp has which items for sale, so you can be. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Also some magic items that you can just buy. So keep your eyes out for that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is it for today. I hope you guys liked the session.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Also,
Yup.
if you were to choose the next quest now, which would it be?
I think we're doing the Necromancer, right?
Yeah, Necromancer was next.
Okay, that is a cool one. Yeah. Also, let me
Correct.
just say I was using a lot of Tupi Guarani culture on the elves. Also, Jaci Jater is a spirit on the Brazilian folklore. Also, the names were all taken from Tupi Guarani, which is the language of the native Brazilian indigenous people, like all
That's
the way
really
back
cool.
to the
Awesome.
1500s. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Alright, I'm going to go
Nice.
ahead and roll my hit points now.
I took the
Eight
average because
points.
last time I rolled a 1.
Yeah. I took the average too. I don't want to spoil.
Take
'cause-
chances.
Yeah, no.
22 hit
I'm a
points.
Yeah. Well, every time I play, I'm a roller type of player, so I always take my chances.
and now
I
I am
normally
a
do 2,
champion.
but I'm too squishy.
Oh yeah,
I
high
crit on
classes.
19. Yep. Now I crit on 19 and 20.
Nice.
Alright. Hey, gang, I got to go. I got work in the morning, but I'll message you guys. Y'all have a good night.
You
Yeah.
too.
Thank
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, man.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Bye.
See you next week.